Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy AA on 2 for 20, bringing you guys our IBA Season 3 draft analysis. I did promise you guys at the end of our Week 11 IBA game that we would actually draft for the IBA this time, and lo and behold, we are here with a draft analysis. Not gonna lie, I am both unhappy and very happy with this team. It's a very weird team. I feel like I got some mons really early. I forget what pick I had overall, to be honest. I'm pretty sure it was second pick. I had third pick overall. I just checked in the doc. Okay, my bad. I had third pick overall. So you know, my draft luck has been continuing to be immaculate, besides in my non-upload leagues where it has been dog shit in terms of my pick. But my upload league luck in terms of draft pick has continued to be immaculate. And you'll see another league where I actually got second pick. That draft analysis will be up at some other point, because I'm not supposed to upload and or talk about that yet, which is why I called it some other league. But point is, though, our upload league luck in terms of draft picks has been immaculate. So let's get right into our draft. I decided here that after convincing odds to allow this mon, because, you know, it's unreleased, but at the same time, it's not like it's something that's going to be broken. I decided to convince odds to allow Zera Aura because I really wanted to use it. And I knew that it was just one more option I had. So I was like in call, okay, I'm going to get either Zera Aura or Blastoise pick one. They both ended up getting to me. And I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to get Zera Aura because I could always get Blastoise in some other league. And I still yet to do that. So, you know, one day I will get it. But yeah, we got Zera Aura first pick. I really like the speed stat. It's phenomenal, base 143. This is the epitome of a fast electric types, which are essential to your draft format success. Shoutouts to Mesh for that one. But yeah, fast electrics though are very nice. I'm actually kind of with Aki in the sense that I prefer slow electric personally. I like Rotom forms a lot. I like Electros somewhat, but mostly Rotom forms. I'd say those are probably my favorite electric types in format, to be honest. Same as Zapdos, but Zapdos isn't really slow. Basically, just I personally prefer electric types that don't hit the ground. Besides the Thunderous forms, I don't like them. I don't like either of them, but I especially don't like Thunderous Eye. But Zera Aura is a cool mon. I can't wait to try it. I did a preseason game versus Ben. That'll go up at some point later on in the week. And I actually put in a decent amount of work with Zera Aura, not going to lie. Well, not a decent amount of work, but it did more work than I thought it would. It put things in range of one of my other mons that I'll get into later in the draft. The point is, though, this thing actually surprisingly does well Scarf, to be honest. It outspeeds pretty much any other Scarfer, and is a decent attack stat to pull it off. Same as special attack as well. So while it's not going to be like a prominent Scarf mon, if I ever really have trouble with like a really fast Scarfer such as Greninja, I can just bring this thing Scarf and pick it off. And I mean, Greninja does fairly well against my team, not going to lie. It's not a great mon versus my team, but Scarf definitely can pick off a lot of things that I'll get into later on in my draft, and you'll kind of notice it. I have a somewhat okay ice, well, somewhat bad ice weakness, same as Dark. So, you know, Greninja could definitely take advantage of that. So, next up, I had a little bit of a panic pick. I really don't like having panic picks. They scare the fuck out of me. I decided I'm going to get Florges again, just like I did in I believe the NPL, I got Florges. Point is I got Florges. It was a repeat off of another draft I recently did. Actually, it wasn't Florges. It wasn't NPL, because I got that in, I got Tapu Fini there. I got it in HBL, but that's not going to be uploaded because I'm uploading like 3 other leagues. So, point is, though, it was a panic pick. I picked Florges. Not going to lie, I don't know why I picked Florges. At the time, I was just like, Fairy type, you'll do, and just went with it. My backup was Sylveon. I preferred Florges because it could defog now. It's a mon that could definitely fit defog in its moveset, though it's a little hard if you're trying to run it based off of what Florges ran in 7th gen, well, pre-7th gen, or at least pre this half of 7th gen. I feel like it's a little hard to fit it on its moveset just because, like, it always appreciates Toxic. Wish and Protect is nice, though, to be fair, I don't really run Protect anyway. Cleric move is nice. Obviously, you want at least one offensive move. So defog will be a little hard to fit on, but at the same time, you can definitely afford to run it. I have other mons that can, at the very least, clear hazards, so it's not that big of a deal if I can't clear hazards with Florges. Overall, I really like how it's really specially bulky. It's a really nice fairy type. I feel like it's a really consistent mon at what it does, being a really nice fairy wall. So I'm really excited to use Florges. I hope I didn't pick it bad because, as I said, I think I sort of made it work, but I was really not happy with it at the time. I think I sort of made Florges work really well on my team, though. If anything, I feel like it's built this team better around Florges than I did around Zera Aura. But yeah, so next mon, Again, another panic pick, but this is sort of the only other mon at the time that I knew I wanted before I actually consulted my boy Sebi. Shout out to Sebi for helping me fix the team, by the way, because this team would have been a train wreck without your help. So, the last mon that I knew I really wanted was M.Blastoise. I really knew I wanted M.Blastoise again. I loved using it in HBL. It was one of my favorite megas of all time. I'd say the only mons I liked using more were Mega Sceptile and Mega Pinsir. So, M.Blastoise, though, phenomenal mega. I love its ability to be a bulky water and also a really offensive bulky water. It has rapid spin, which is always nice, so I can have a spinner instead of just a defogger and Florges. I have M.Blastoise, who's also able to be really offensive, as I mentioned earlier. It's got a really nice base 135 special attack stat, I believe. It's got phenomenal coverage, and Mega Launcher makes it even more terrifying to have to fight. I really like how this thing also even has an okay physical attack stat. So, should I want to meme later on in the season, it would be a viable meme option. But overall, I really like its speed stat as well. It's able to just have speed mons such as Heatran, and Heatran could definitely be a scary mon for this team, at least later on as well. You'll see Heatran could definitely be a scary mon, but I can just run 248 Timid, outspeed any Heatran that's on Scarfed, and if it's Scarf Heatran, it's not going to take me on 1v1 anyway, because it wouldn't have the option of something such as a Grassy Z, or a, I mean, a Hidden Power Grass, I guess, or even Power Herb, I guess, would be the more likely set Power Herb Solar Beam, assuming it's not going to be Z Solar Beam. But yeah, Scarf Hidden Power Grass, though, wouldn't cut it at all, even if it's modest. So I could beat any Heatran set 1v1 as long as I put in like 248 speed. No matter what, it couldn't trap me in and then go for like a Grassy Z Solar Beam and kill me off before I kill it. So that's always nice, though. M.Blastoise, you know, phenomenal mon. As I said, helps a lot with Heatran in general. That's just the first thing hit on my head. It's really good against most fire types because it's bulky enough to the point where you don't really need to invest too heavily to take on like their electric or grass type coverage it could potentially have. Use such as Thunder Punch or Solar Beam. Just two things that came to mind because I was thinking of Infernape. But it not only has enough bulk to take most of those hits, but it also has enough offense to the point where you don't even need to invest. It's just going to do a lot of damage, so you won't really be... It's not like you'll be trapped in a position where it's not doing much, whereas a mon such as Milotic, for example, who isn't exactly the most offensive, I mean, it's kind of offensive, but it's not, like, really offensive like M.Blastoise is. So I feel like this definitely helps out a lot with that. Next up, though, I decided to finally get another physical attacker. I wanted a flying type really badly. Intimidate support was always really nice in terms of bulk. It's also got a really nice speed tier in base 100. Base 100, I feel like, is the epitome of a good speed tier. It's really underrated, in my opinion, in terms of a speed tier, not the mon itself I'm talking about, but that mon being Salamence. I got Salamence. I really wanted a Dragon type. I felt like it would pair really nice with Florges, and also my Steel type later on in the draft as well. I feel like it pairs really well with. Dragonite is really nice in terms of helping my speed problem, because my only fast mon right now besides it is Zeraora, and even then, Salamence isn't exactly ridiculously fast. It's only base 100, but Moxie's really nice. It's got some decent offensive options. It can really take advantage of Z moves, and especially in the IBA, where just 3 offensive only Z-Mons, this is a really solid option for me because Z-Fly is a phenomenal option. Helps with a lot of grass types, which as of right now, my team couldn't really touch because Zeraora doesn't have coverage for most grass types. Neither does Florges, and M.Blastoise cannot be grass types 1v1. So this helps a lot with that. Moxie Boost, as I mentioned earlier, is really nice. I really like how this thing can also be pretty specially offensive should I need it to. It has phenomenal coverage for it. And I mean, it has a base 110 special attack stat, so it's definitely not bad by any means. It has Tailwind as well if I want to go a special route and just get up some immediate speed versus setting up Dragon Dances and trying to outspeed stuff like that. When I really, if I'm running a special mons, I wouldn't need the attack boost. So, Mence definitely has a lot of options to it. Also, I believe Mence can defog. I'm forgetting on that, but I'm fairly certain Mence can defog. Yeah, Mence can defog. I was gonna say, it would be really weird if it couldn't, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, I really like the options that it provides, though, for my team. I think it's going to be a very useful mon. Next up, we got ourselves Nidoqueen. I really wanted a ground type, and I decided at this point in my draft, right when I was getting Ment, I decided I'm going to tier 2 stack instead of getting a second tier 1 option. So Zeraora is my only tier 1, and albeit it's a somewhat lackluster tier 1, but I really just want to use it. I feel like, though, Nidoqueen is a really nice option for my team. It provides a lot of hazard options, such as Toxic Spikes and Stealth Rock, which are very nice in my team. I feel like Toxic Spikes, along with my Spike user drafted later on in my team that I'll get into it momentarily. I really like the options they provide. So, Nidoqueen was a very solid option in my opinion. I love how it can have Sheer Force that can boost a lot of its special options and makes it a really nice offensive mon as well. It has decent bulk to the point where you can invest in however you need. So, I feel like that overall it's a really solid mon. Nidoqueen probably one of the better ground types in all of format, to be honest. I feel like there are very few ground types I feel like that do a job of a ground type better, and even then Nidoqueen has a lot of bulk to the point where it can switch into most ice coverage they'd have, which is usually just hidden powers, though sometimes it's an ice beam, or in Rotom's case, a Hydro Pump if it's Rotom Wash, but I wouldn't really switch it in on Rotom Wash anyway. I have other options I can switch in on Rotom Wash, luckily, in my draft. But yeah, I feel like Nidoqueen overall is a really solid mon. I really like what it offers to my team. I feel like if I didn't get Nidoqueen, this team was definitely going to fall apart, to be honest. I feel like it really seals a lot of cracks that my team had. So yeah, I really glad I got Nidoqueen though. I've been wanting to use it again for a while, so glad I did. Next up though, we got sniped on our fire type a little bit. I wanted Arcanine originally. That was sniped. That was actually sniped, I think, round 4. Either 4 or 5. Point is, it was sniped. Then my next option was going to be Volcarona. That got taken, I believe, right before I got Nidoqueen, actually. So I decided I'm going to get Entei. I got Entei. I really want another physical attacker, but at the same time, I didn't want another physical attacker more than I wanted Volcarona. But at least in terms of what I wanted, Arcanine first, then Volcarona, because I just like what Volcarona does a lot more than what Entei does. So Entei, again, I'm not crazy about Entei. I've used it before. I didn't really like using it. I think it really only has one set, and that set isn't the greatest. But, I mean, obviously, you know, it's draft format, and I've become a lot more experienced since I last used Entei, so hopefully I can pull up something that's not just fucking banned copy-paste. But, I don't know, I'm not crazy about Entei. I also am not crazy about how, if I want to run Sacred Fire, I need to run Adamant Nature. So, I'm not crazy about Entei. It's definitely a really solid mon, what it does. I'm just not crazy about it. But I feel like I really need the physical offensive fire type. It'll hopefully help with my wall breaking a lot, but at the same time, again, I'm not crazy about having to run Adamant Nature on a mon just to get a really good move. So we'll see. I'll probably end up opting to run Flare Blitz if I'm being completely honest, just for the speed. But who knows? That's all matchup based. So next up, we got our other spiker I was talking about. This mon's going to help a lot with our physical defense. I feel like it's going to pair really well with Florges personally. Not as well as our next mon after this one, but it's still going to pair really well, I feel like, in terms of being a physical defensive option. We have ourselves Chestnut. I really like what this mon can do. It has a lot of options. It's a really good belly drummer, to be honest. It's got really nice abilities, such as, well, actually, it's really only got one good ability, being Bulletproof. But Bulletproof is a really solid ability, I feel like. It's got a really nice typing, being Grass Fighting. And I feel like, honestly, in format, a lot of people really sleep on Chestnut. I feel like this is a mon I've actually talked about drafting for a while now on the GBA fan Discord, and I really am glad that I got it because it's a mon, as I said, I feel like a lot of people sleep on it. It's a very phenomenal grass type, has great physical defense as well, which most grass types are more so on the special side, but I really like having physical defense on my grass types because most of the common flying coverage, for example, which is this thing's greatest weakness, is special. It does have, there's really only Fly and Brave Bird in Acrobatics that I need to worry about. But Acrobatics isn't exactly really common flying coverage, and even then it's more so coverage, less stab. Brave Bird, again, a lot of flying types seem to really lack good flying options. Brave Bird being one of those moves that a lot of flying types lack. And then there's Fly, which is mostly just Z-move. So I feel like, obviously, you know, having a really good physical defensive flying type, I have a really good physical defensive mon being weak to those flying options is pretty good. Actually, yeah, I feel like I stand by that. I feel like also that special defense, while it's a little bit lackluster, Florges can switch into most of those special flying type mons. And I feel like Chestnut overall is just a really solid fighting type. It has really nice speed, being base 64, so it can have speed mons such as T-Tar, Blissey. If I put in some speed, it can outspeed at least an uninvested Heatran, and I could probably put like an Aqua Berry or something. So overall, though, I like Chestnut as a mon. Salic Berry Belly Drum's a really cool set, in my opinion. I like the spikes options it provides. Also has Spiky Shield, which in my opinion is the best protect that you can actually use in format, unless you're drafting King Shield Smeargle. But otherwise, yeah, it's the best protect that you can use in format in most leagues. So yeah, I really like Chestnut, though. I feel like it's going to be a really nice mon. I feel like I butchered what I was saying halfway through that, but it's okay. I feel like I sort of tied it back. Next up, though, finally get my Steel type, and I'm surprised it went to round 7, to be completely honest. It went really early last IBA season. I think it went like 4th round, so I was really surprised to see it go round 7. Actually, round 8. Holy shit, this mon went late. But I got myself Metagross. I really like that Metagross filled the Psychic and Steel role on my team. I was really lacking that, and Broadsword got sniped earlier on in the draft, so Metagross is sort of my go-to mon. I really like the physical offensive option it has as well, because my physical offensive mons right now are actually, I have a lot of physical offensive mons, to be completely honest, but they're not exactly really reliable physically offensive mons besides Entei and Salamence. Like Zeraora is more so a mixed option. Chestnut is more so a wall. Metagrosso isn't like an actual breaker. I feel like it's really weird though, because my team actually started off as a really specially offensive draft plan, but it ended up, now that I'm noticing, it went really physically offensive. But it's fine now. As I said, I really like the options though that Metagross provides physically. It's an actual really good breaker. Again, outspeeding mons such as T-Tar or anything below base 70 it outspeeds, and it ties at 70 because it is base 70 mon. The Psychic Steel typing is really nice. I am not a big fan of ground weak Steel types personally. That's why I really like getting Bronzong or Skarmory or Celesteela. But overall, I mean, I can work with it. It's not like this was switching into a Zygarde anyway, which is really the scariest ground type. But it also gives me another Rock Setter, which at this point my only other Rock Setter is Nidoqueen, so this helps out a lot with that. I really like the bulk options as well. It's a really nice physical defensive mon. It's a backup for Chestnut should I decide that I don't want to bring Chestnut to a game. And my specially defensive options were already really good. I had Florges. M.Blastoise is really nice Spidef. Nidoqueen just has really nice bulk overall. So I feel like this is going to be a really nice mon. Even though it's not like a specially offensive mon, it still has base 90 Spidef. So, you know, Selfless Tank could be really nice against something such as a Fairy type. Or really against most mons, to be honest. I like running a Selfless versus things such as Coco personally in format. So, you know, I'm glad to have Metagross back. Even then, even if I don't run it like bulky, I can always run like a Rock Polish set and just start sweeping people. It's another really good set. So, yeah. Next up, though, I got myself Sneasel. I really like Sneasel. I feel like it's another mon that's really underrated. I feel like for tier 4, it's a really solid pickup. It's a nice Pursuit Trapper. Probably one of the better Pursuit Trappers in format, in my honest opinion. Obviously, you know, there's Crook and there's actual Weavile, but it's definitely up there on my list, I feel like, of Pursuit Trappers. Ice typing also is really nice. Dark Ice is phenomenal offensively. I like the Ice Shard option for priority. Has Fake Out. Fake Out, I feel like, as a person who plays a lot of VGC, is invaluable. I have it on Zeraora, I forgot to mention as well, but having a second Fake Out option is really nice. I feel like it just helps you stall turns. For example, if you're trying to clear Veil and you don't want someone setting up with Veil, it's one turn of Veil gone. If you're trying to stop someone from, let's say, getting up a Protect, well, no, not a Protect, because Protect can go first. But let's say you're trying to break someone's Sash. Again, Fake Out's a really nice option. Knockoff is a really nice move. It's probably one of the best moves in the game, to be honest. And I really like having a really fast knockoff user. Being Sneasel, base 115 speed is really nice to help patch up a lot of my speed gaps. And I sort of finished off patching up speed gaps with my next pick, but I'll get into that when I get to it. So Sneasel, though, really nice option. I feel like for tier 4, it's really nice. Again, has a lot of nice physical coverage. It also has low kick for dark types that would otherwise, well, not less dark types, more so steel types, but also dark types as well, I guess. And mons such as T-Tar in particular. Again, I keep bringing up T-Tar a lot. I don't know why, but it's just sort of on my mind. Point is, though, I really like Sneasel. I loved using it when I had used it in USL Season 3, and I hope that it does as well as I'm hoping it does again in IBA Season 3. Another Season 3. Next up, though, we got ourselves Aerodactyl. I had mentioned how I really want to use regular Aerodactyl in my not IBA. This is IBA. In my NPL Season 5 draft analysis, I've really mentioned how I wanted to use regular Aerodactyl, and I decided to go with Mega. So I decided I'm going to get regular Aerodactyl here. It fits my speed tier gap between Sneasel and Zeraora really well. It's another rock option. I like how I have a backup flying type versus Ment. You know, this one most likely would not be switching in on ground type hits, whereas Ment very well could. It's a really nice physical attack stat, base 105. It has Hone Claws set up if I really want to. Really good coverage and options such as Ice Fang, Earthquake, obviously. You know, it gets Stab Stone Edge. Air Lace isn't even bad. It has Z Fly because this is my other Z option besides Zeraora and Salamence. So, you know, I really like what it has for my team. Roost is also really nice. It's a really nice counter lead with options such as Taunt as well. And it's ridiculously fast, too, so that helps against most leads, such as Azelf, for example, that would otherwise try and just set up a Stealth Rock and explode. So, yeah, I really like what Aerodactyl has for my team, though. And finally, though, we have ourselves our meme pick. I like to do meme picks a lot. I don't think I did in the NPL, actually, but I should have. Here, though, my meme pick is actually going to be Poipole. This is literally just going to be Baby Naganadel. Sorry about that, but it's just going to be Baby Naganadel, to be honest, with worse move pool. and I just wanted to pick it up just because I like Poipole. It's a cute mon. It's a cute fucker. I'll bring it to at least one game, I promise. I will bring it. Hell, I brought it to a preseason game, actually, and it didn't even do that bad. At least, no, I think I actually sacked it, to be, like, honest. But, you know, Poipole, cool mon. Oh, you know, that's right. Yeah, I did sack it, because Bulu died really early against Ben. You'll see that in the match, though. Yeah, point is, though, Poipole, really cool mon. I cannot wait to actually put in actual work with it in the season. Poison typing is really cool. Really nice backup option for Metagross and Nidoqueen should somehow both of those have a really bad matchup. But, yeah, I mean, we'll work with it. I want to make it work. So, that's going to be it for our IBA Season 3 draft analysis. Sorry it's a little choppy. I'm in a little bit of a rush. It's, you know, 2 days before Christmas and all that. But I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season. IBA games will happen after the new year. I have 2 more vids coming up this weekend and then probably some stuff over break, obviously. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.